Hi guys. Let's see here. Get this locked in here. There we go. Let's do this. The room is not available for us for some reason. There we go. Now I can see everything. So how's everybody doing? I don't see anybody in yet, but you know, that's how it goes. You want to message my mom and let her know I'm live? Please, thank you. Quarter. Hello to everybody that's in. I do see I got a few guests tonight so far. I do appreciate you being here. I know I haven't done a live stream in a couple weeks, and I am sorry about that. Excuse me. Um, I've just been really busy with a lot of things, getting some things fixed up around the house, visiting the family, and just really been staying really busy. Been working through the week, Monday through Friday, and it just kind of sometimes it kind of wears me down. But today, um, I worked in the morning, so I have a little bit of time this evening to be able to sit and do a live stream. Um, let's say hi to everybody, see how y'all have been, different things like that. So, how you been? So, got my coffee here, my normal thing. I got a lot of things going on tonight for dinner. One of the things is something that I've never really done on my own. Ashley's always made this, and she is amazing at making this. Hey, Amanda, how are you doing? So I'm going to have guidance from her on how to do this. In the description, you'll see that tonight I'm making fried pork steaks. Um, I'm making German potato salad, and I'm making fried artichoke hearts. If you guys have never had fried artichoke hearts, you're missing out. Um, Fried artichoke hearts are amazing. They're crunchy, they're soft, they've got a really good flavor to them. Life is grand, huh? And I'll show you how to make those. It's really easy, real simple, real cheap. Um, I've got my fryer. You guys can hardly see it. I've got my fryer over here. I'm actually gonna put this curtain up here. That way it's not so bright. I've got to find a better situation with my refrigerator here because there we go. See, when we moved in, there's a spot where the fridge should have gone, but uh, the fridge didn't fit there because our fridge is too big. It's a side by side, and it was a spot for just a single, normal old fridge. And um, Ours is a big side-by-side, as you guys have been able to see in my videos. And I had to kind of put it in the middle of the basically the middle of the kitchen, the long wall, and it halfway covers a window. So I've been making do, but I'm going to find a way to get it so that I have more space and I can open that window up a little bit more. Um, but for right now, I've been having to make do, but I've been making changes and trying to get this house a little bit better organized and stuff. My fryer is over there, next to the fridge. I have a cabinet sitting there. So that's where I do my frying. My stove is over here, dishwasher is over there. I'm moving things around as it is anyway. So, um, but I ended up changing the oil in my fryer out just a few minutes ago, so it's nice and fresh. Um, and I want to be frying some things up today. Um, we do have an air fryer that we just got. Amazing. If you guys have never used an air fryer, you need to get one. But for things like this, it needs fried in the fryer. So, I'm going to wait and see for a few more minutes if anybody else is going to be coming in. Did you happen to message my mom? Okay. What'd she say? No response yet?
She said I'm eating dinner.
Oh, okay. She's eating?
She said I'm eating.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to drink on my coffee a little bit, have a cigarette. I'm going to wait and see a few more minutes, see if anybody else is going to come in, and then I want to get going. German potato salad is something. It's amazing. It's amazing flavor, amazing texture. If you've never had authentic German potato salad, you need to try it. You need to watch this video and kind of keep it the time smart. That way you can see how to make it. You need to cook, yeah. Yeah, cooking is generally a good thing if you want to eat, because eating, it's a pretty major part of living. You hear my fryer crackling over here. I washed it out, so whenever there's water and you're heating up oil, it's best to try to dry it out as much as possible, but well, you're going to see it made here live, Amanda. Just watch my video. If you need it, once I start the German potato salad.
Sad part is I don't know the actual measurements. I just guessed because I've been making it for so long.
Well, you can guess with me. Just tell me how to do this and how to do that, and I'll be good. So how's everybody been? I do see I have 5 viewers. Hi, Mom. Nice to see you on my live stream. Sorry, you hear all the splattering in the background. It's my fryer heating up. What do you have for dinner? Yeah, Ashley's not a soup person. I like soup. I'll get all kinds of, I'll eat all kinds of different soups. But Ashley doesn't like the wateriness texture of soup. She doesn't really like stew either. Oh, that sounds good. That's right, you're adopted, Amanda. Redheaded stepchild. So the pork steaks aren't going to take long to cook. I'm going to have to do them one at a time because my fryer's kind of small, in which we're actually going to be upgrading here probably this week to a much bigger fryer. Um, we have other family members that have shown the ways. No, there's a really nice big fryer, um, really for a really good price, and we're going to end up going and getting it. It's like twice the size of this one, can hold twice as much. So we're going to end up getting that for really super cheap, and I'm going to have much more space to be able to fry more things at one time in.
No, I said you're the redheaded stepsister.
Yeah, well, fried foods get a bad rap, and I say that because if you fry them right, they don't retain that much oil. And fats, to a certain point, are actually good for you. So, frying foods, if you don't eat them like all the time, they're not bad for you. Sorry, I'm just washing my hands here. Can you have the old one? Well, I mean, it works great. It's just we need more room when we fry stuff because we fry a lot of like wings, and these artichoke hearts are amazing. So we do a lot of those. So yeah, I mean, if you want the old one, that'll be big enough for you. Okay, so I know that one of the main things that go in this German potato salad is bacon. So I'm going to rinse my pot out here, get that heated up while I slice up some bacon. Yes, you do. Um, my hair is a mixture.
You don't have to slice the bacon.
I have to slice it?
Nope, just throw it in the pan. That well, all I need is just the bacon grease, and then crumble up the bacon into the sauce.
Okay. Well, I'm going to cut it in half as it is anyway. So bacon, if you're not going to be slicing it, cutting it to eat, you can literally take half the package, toss it in your pan, piece by piece. Kind of put it in different spots. You don't have to straighten it out or anything like that. sure you all know this though. This is for those that watch my stream later, if anybody does. And just let it cook.
Yeah, you're funny, Amanda.
Yes, I used to have some really long hair. I was in, 7th grade, 8th grade. It was down to the middle of my back at one point. That's how long a hair I had. And then I turned in my mid 20s. Um, Ended up having Caden and was married, and it kind of all fell out.
Go figure.
Um, I have the picture on my phone, but I think it's the phone that I'm using for my camera, so I'll send it to you later.
Yeah, that's why I wear a cap. Yes, I have very little hair, but I have hair. I mean, come on, look, this gets thick on the sides. I mean, that's hair. And I got this here. I mean, that's hair.
uh,
Homer Simpson, really? Okay. You're. Hey, Lon. Nice to see you. How you doing? They're all making fun of my balding appearance. I mean, I just say that the hair recedes into my brain to use as more brain cells because there wasn't enough. That's all. I mean, it's just extra cells for knowledge. That's the way I look at it. I try to be positive about
it receded into my head because it needed the cells. I mean, so while I'm waiting for this bacon to cook, um, I'm going to. I'm actually going to use a container that Mom sent me back for Christmas. Now I've already actually, well, we already got the potatoes done. You don't want to overcook them. It's not mashed potatoes, so you don't want to cook them that long. But just cube them up, about 1-inch cubes. Uh, Boil them for about 15, 20 minutes.
it.
Yeah, camel hat. Yeah, I mean it's a good hat to be able to hide stuff with. Hence the camo. Um, but I'm going to take this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my cans of quartered artichoke hearts. And you want quartered because they're smaller. Ashley has a habit of when she goes to the store and picks these up, she just grabs cans of artichoke hearts and doesn't really look at them sometimes. And we get these cans kind of building up in our cabinet here.
Shut up.
And they're the whole artichoke hearts. You want the quartered because they're smaller.
Just want to give you more work by making you have to cut them.
Do what?
I'm just giving you more work so you have to cut them.
Yeah, no, it's just an old cell phone. I use an app called DroidCam, and it's an app on my computer as well. And it uses the video from my camera and the audio from the microphone, and it seems to work really well. I've used it for quite a while. It's, I mean, pretty good clarity. And if you don't have like a regular webcam, like I don't, you're gonna get it, Missy. Just wait till you come up here again. But yeah, and if you don't have a webcam, you can use this if you have an old cell phone laying around that has a decent camera on it, and um, you can use it for any app on your computer. It works as a webcam. Not all you're going to get thrown to. Now all I'm doing is partially opening the cans and draining them.
Raccoons are back.
Oh yeah, those raccoons are back. They've been getting pretty bad too. I think I'm going to need to get like blocks for our dumpsters.
Amanda knows what I mean by raccoons.
What do you mean?
One day I left the oranges out on the back porch, and I left for work, and she called me, needed me to come get the oranges off the back porch because the raccoons were back there.
Now, we cheat a little bit. Hey, Mo Man, how you doing, bud? Long time no talk. We haven't shipped. Now I'm going to take the bacon out and I'm just going to put it into a bowl. The bacon that's done. Unless I'm getting out with this. Now you can cook this really well because you're just crumbling it up and putting it in a potato salad anyway. But you want to retain the fat that's in here. So when you put your next bit of bacon in, you're just going to leave that fat in there and it's going to cook nice. I'm going to take the rest of my bacon and just kind of toss it in. Move it around, kind of get it separated. Actually use a fork to. Was Amanda afraid of the raccoons or something?
It did to her like it did to me.
What?
It did to her like it did to me.
Oh.
Tried coming at me. Okay.
Hey, freaky geek! Wow.
Are the lids staying on the wall? It's magic. Yeah. No, I have retained the magic thought, but I got screws in the wall to act as hooks.
Leave her alone, dude. She's sleeping.
Huh?
Books.
What's he doing?
Bothering Diamond when she's trying to sleep.
You guys see his tail? That's funny. So, we cheat a lot when we do our breading. We found a breading that tastes amazing on so many different things. It's not even funny. And we use this for our artichoke hearts, for our wings, for lots of different things. And if you can find it, we buy it at Walmart. But it's Hooters sells their wing breading, literally in a package. And this stuff is so good. And all I'm going to do is sprinkle it on top of the artichoke hearts. I'm going to put the lid on it. And then shake it gently, because those artichoke hearts will separate, and it's got different, what's called leaves on it. I just want to get that breading all around, all of it, inside the little nooks and crannies. Gonna put a little bit more in. Oh, I screwed that out now. Yeah, I like to play with food. So see, now they're very nicely coated in that breading. It's shaking it, gets all of it inside all the little leaves and everything, and gets it really, really, really good. So I'm just going to leave this like this for about 5 minutes to let that breading kind of uh, get into that those artichoke hearts. Mm.
Grab the bacon.
No.
For this potato salad, not for your mouth.
But yeah, this Hooters wing breading is amazing stuff. You'll try it and you'll love it. Okay.
Let the salad go in the mouth. Yeah. Yeah, after it's cooked all the way. It's I ate a piece of bacon. She yelled at me. But so yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually cook a couple of these artichoke hearts, and I'll show you guys just how good they are because they're amazing.
So So I'm just separating off the bacon. I want to turn my heat off. This bacon says, no, don't eat me. I want to get um, this potato salad done before I do really anything else because it's got to cool a little bit in the fridge. So I've got the bacon, I've got, what else do I do? Yeah, I mean, you gotta taste what you're cooking to make sure it's good enough to eat. Because if you're not gonna eat it, you're not gonna, you shouldn't feed something to somebody that you want to eat yourself. So you gotta taste every little bit. Make sure it's good. So, big bowl. Potatoes in the bowl. Okay. That's true. Getting all the little bits. Okay. Just tell me how to do it, sweetheart.
It's just easier if I do it. And
Okay, so I will step out of the way, and I will watch the master at the German potato salad. What are you looking for? Okay. Work's been going good. Um, Ashley is working at Amazon, and it's work that she hasn't done in a long time. It's a lot of time on her feet, and it gets very tiring. Um, so, but she's allowed to pick any schedule that she wants. What they do is they send her a list of all the hours for the week that she can work, and she can pick as many or as little hours as she wants. So that's really, really convenient. Um, but it takes her away from home. It takes her, like this week, she's going to be working Tuesday through Friday, and um, she's going to be staying with her parents up in like 5 minutes from work, literally 5 minutes away from work. So she stays up there instead of having to put all the miles back and forth on the van because it's a good 25 miles from here to there. So She goes away from home for a while. And, but, yeah, she actually makes a lot more than I do. If I was commissioning, which I'm not yet, um, I could match her if I made enough, but she makes a lot more than I do, so she can work half the hours and make just as much as I do. So, but working from home for me is an interesting thing. Yeah, I like being home. I like not having to, go up into the office and things like that. But it's very, um, it's not as productive as going into the office and working because um, you don't have the other people to talk to. You don't have the other people to see how their sales are going, things like that. So it's very, it can get frustrating at times. Now, she put to a package of bacon. What she did is we have a wooden spoon that's not going to mar uh, the pan, but she took a 30-ounce jar of mayonnaise and just kind of mixed it in with the fats and bits of the bacon, and as she's mixing it up. That is true, Freaky. She does make this with love. And now that's going to be the base sauce, the mayonnaise and the bacon bits, or the little tiny bits of bacon and stuff like that. So she's putting a little bit in at a time. She's going to mix it up, and then she's going to add more. You have to we do apologize about her limping. She's been having some ankle problems. Her Achilles tendon has been acting up and stuff like that. With all the walking at work that she does, it has been giving her some problems. Now she's just literally taking the bacon, crumbling it up. Now I don't know if she puts any like salt and pepper in it. I don't know, garlic powder, onion
No,
powder.
the true German potato salad is made just like this, but you can put onions in it and hard-boiled eggs, dice them up. I don't like eggs in my salad, and I can't eat onions, so as much as I would love to have an onion.
Yep, she does have STL on her shirt.
Yeah.
St. Louis Cardinals. We're big Cardinals fans. So it's literally a package of bacon. Looks like about a container or a full jar of mayonnaise.
What it is for a full batch, I only did a partial batch. For a full batch, it is a 5-pound bag of potatoes, peeled, boiled, a pound of bacon, use the bacon grease to make the sauce, with a full jar of mayonnaise. I wouldn't use a lot of vinegar unless you like the vinegar taste. Our family normally does a half a cup of vinegar. I used maybe less than, by maybe a fourth of a cup, because I don't really care for the strong vinegar.
Oh, when she was making the sauce, she put some vinegar in it as well.
And then it's
just some regular white vinegar.
A cup of sugar.
You put
And
sugar
you,
in it?
yeah.
Oh. Okay, so I missed that part. I was talking.
And you just stir it all together until you get like a creamy paste type texture. Make sure you don't have it on the heat because it'll make your mayonnaise cook, which will make it separate and be clumpy. You don't want it clumpy. And that's pretty much it for a full batch.
Yeah, we missed you guys too. Like I said, things have just been, I've been busy trying to get things around the house. Our son is, oh wow. He's,
Growing
uh,
with weed.
he's a giant, and the room he has, or he had, is a separate part of the house, which is called, we call it bump out. And, it has a lower ceiling. It has a 6-foot ceiling. So, with as tall as he was getting, he was bumping his head on the lights, fixtures, and stuff like that. He's almost 6 foot tall. And, I mean, he's taller than both of us. He's a big kid. And, we had this house is originally a 2-bedroom house. It has different sections and stuff like that. But we had taken down a wall between our room and a different room and given him, the room was called the bump out. So we rebuilt the wall and really set his room up nice. This last weekend, that's why I didn't do a live stream. Oh, it's so good. So good. So, our ceilings are 8 foot tall. So, this gave him, well, 7.5 foot or so.
Show them what it looks like when it's done.
So this gives him much more space for his head and just a little bit more room for him to walk around. So, yeah, I had to rebuild that room and get it set up for him or for a room. And just been trying to get other things done around the house.
Move, jerk face.
So she's talking to the cat. Boots is a pain in the butt. So this is the sauce. You guys can't really tell. It's very creamy. I mean, it's kind of thick. And then no, I'm not tall at all, no man. I'm the shortest one in the house. I'm 5'8", or 5'6" and a half. I try to say 5'8", but
Yeah, no, I'm 5'7". Can't be 5'8", I'm taller than you.
okay. So once that sets up in the fridge, I'm going to show you all what it looks like. But for now, I'm gonna put this in there, this in there. Yeah, you and I are about the same height then, my man. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these artichoke hearts. I'm going to put them in the fryer. We have kind of a smaller fryer right now, so I'm not going to do too many at a time. But yeah, makes you feel taller, doesn't it, Mom? My mom Cindy is, what are you, 4'9", 4'10"? So all I'm going to do is I drop my basket in. Otherwise, when you put them in, they'll stick to your basket, and you don't want that. You want to put these right into the oil. So this is the size of a quartered artichoke heart. It's kind of small. 4'11" and a half. Have to get that half in there. I do too, so don't feel bad. But this is the size of a quartered artichoke heart. A full is, 4 times this size. So you can imagine you want the quartered artichoke hearts. So I'm going to toss some in. My fresh oil. Drop down in there. You want to put them in different spots. That way they don't stick together as they're frying. And one more chicken. Now what I want to do, now that they're in there, I'll move my basket around a little bit. Maybe put my tongs in there, kind of mix them up. They don't take long. So you want to put them in there, mix them up. Let them cook for about a minute. They're going to float really well. And then take a bowl. That's why I like having a basket like this. It's a very open mesh basket. You just let them, you lift the basket up out of the oil, let them drain for a little bit.
Take your own bowl or each other's?
Ah, I dropped one. Okay, so now this is a fried artichoke heart. There's a dipping sauce that Ashley makes. It's some butter and garlic and Parmesan cheese and stuff like that. But you can dip this in like ranch dressing, any of your favorite sauces, and they fry up really good, nice and crispy, and let them drain really well. You want to make sure your oil is nice and hot. Now, the thing about these, um, you know, Freaky, you bring up a good point. I'm not sure. Um, I'm not really sure. I think when it's talking about artichoke type art, it's the centermost point. It's like the main, uh, most nutrient dense part of the artichoke. It's the softest part. This is what your artichoke hearts are going to look like. Um, you'll have the leaves that kind of pull apart, but one thing you want to be careful of, like I said, you want to let these cool for like 10 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes before you bite into one, because there still is juice in the center of these, and that juice gets extremely hot. So, no, I have a hernia. I have an abdominal hernia, and sometimes it pushes out, and so I just kind of hold my stomach sometimes, kind of help push it back in. So good. So good, guys. Yeah, and it's a pretty decent hernia. Sometimes it doesn't hurt all the time, um, but sometimes when it does, it just kind of really, um, it's real. It's a dull pain. So some of these leaves didn't get some of the breading on them, so I'm just going to put a little bit more breading in there. Hi, Shayna. How are you doing? Long time no see. It's true. Yeah, we're doing well. Doing quite well. Um, just been. I haven't actually done a live stream in a couple weeks. I've been just extremely busy with household things and just to kind of keep going with things. This is. You can buy this at Walmart or you can buy it online, but it's Hooters brand wing breading. And you don't have to just use it on wings, you can use it on so many things. And it is really, really good. How have you been getting along, Shanna? Yeah. And if you like a crispier artichoke heart, just fry it up a little bit longer. Um, it's not going to hurt anything. Just makes it crispier. The center is still going to be very, very tender, very juicy. Um, I mean, don't like fry it for 10 minutes or anything, but um, this is what one of the leaves looks like fried up. And they're so crispy. Mm, so good. Yeah, the relay race. Well, hey, you've heard the story about the tortoise and the hare, right? Even a one-legged man is going to be able to finish the race. Just got to take a little at a time. That's all. And sometimes it'll surprise you just how well you get along. It really will. Don't hurry. Don't do any more than what you're asked. What you can possibly do. You're not He-Man, or She-Ra, or any of the Avengers or anything like that. If you're into that, it's just take a little at a time, and um, you'll get through it. Mm. I can't stop eating these guys. We'll have to end up making another can of these. That's good. I'm glad, so glad to hear that. Now, I'm just putting water in my bowl because, really, you can use a big gallon-sized bag or anything. Um, I use the bowl just so you guys can see things easier, but um, if you're gonna use a bowl like that or a container, then you want to kind of soak it a little bit because that this mixture gets wet and it sticks. It's really sticky. So just kind of put water in it, let it sit for a little bit, and you'll be good to go. And then run through the dishwasher. You don't want none of this stuff clogging up your dishwasher if you got one. It'll clog it up. It'll gunk it up real bad, like concrete almost. It's like a flour paste. Most of the ingredient in it is flour. So, but yeah, here's the artichoke hearts. That's 2 cans of them. That's quite a few that I can't put down. I'm addicted. Mm. Oh, I've got another basket over there. I'm sorry. Yeah, she's gonna kill me. She's expecting 2 cans of artichoke hearts, and I've already eaten probably half one. Okay, so now on my pork steaks. Now my pork steaks, um, none of you guys know, or like, if you're Canadian, and you don't generally eat pork steaks. Pork steak, excuse me, is a cut very similar to a pork chop, um, but it's bigger and thicker. Yeah, almost similar to like a bone-in pork chop, but you get a lot more meat in it, and it's like almost like a dark meat pork than a light meat pork. So I have actually never done pork chops like this before. I hope you don't eat wooden steaks. You know, if you did, and you're a vampire, that would count if you're French Canadian. Because French Canadians are into the whole vampire voodoo type stuff. But it could kill you. Sorry, I had to be try to be funny there for a minute. Sorry. Okay, so I'm just going to use the same container that I had my artichoke hearts in. Because I'm going to
obedience.
Yeah, well, actually, a lot of people do foresee that, but I've been hearing that there's not really gonna be because people don't want to take a chance of bringing a kid into the world with this, virus going on. It just, I don't know. I've heard differing opinions. So now, what I'm going to do is I want to take my pork steaks. You want me to do? Hey, you want me to do the pork steaks with that?
Okay.
Okay. This is the first time I'm actually ever going to do something like this. I've never put a pork steak in a fryer. So I'm going to try it and see how it works. Because, I mean, I was reading online, and you get a good breading, and it could end up tasting really good. So I'm just going to take this breading, get really good and on there. I've got several other bags of this stuff. We stock up on this. This is good breading. We love this breading for everything.
Jerk face.
No, she's not talking to me. So I got one in there. I layered that with the breading. I'm going to put another one in on top of it. Just kind of layer my breading in there. I turned it around, got it kind of mixed up. Put a thicker layer or another layer on top. That way this layer gets the breading from the bottom one. Just kind of sprinkle it on top all around. We're going to see how this turns out. This is the first time I've ever done something like this, and we're going to see how it works. Yeah, no, that's not going to work out that way.
What?
You know what I'm talking about. Your little post there.
Why?
This one is kind of small, so kind of like really tiny. So I don't know. We'll have enough.
On his 19th birthday, we can give him toilet paper and hand sanitizer and Corona beer.
No.
It'd be perfect.
No.
You're no fun.
Okay, so just getting this breading as much on this as I possibly can. Now what I'm going to do is to make sure all the sides, all of the everything on this is covered. Lid and shake. Awesome. Nicely covered, almost like a shake and bake. Okay. We'll let that sit for just a couple minutes.
How about TP Wuhan?
Oh, I miss you guys. So I'm going to actually take my basket out of the fryer because there's not going to be enough room with the basket in as I munch on another artichoke heart.
And if you're wondering, my hands did not touch that pork one bit. So I'm not cross-contaminated. I used tongs, and the tongs were just washed.
So we'll let this sit on here for just a minute or so.
fried artichoke hearts are amazing. Um, they're so juicy and crunchy, and it's just all kinds of different flavors and textures in one bite. Like, take this little tiny piece, for example. The outside is nice and crunchy. The inside, so juicy. I mean, mm. We got another can up there of quartered ones?
No.
Okay. They're just so good. So I'm letting this breading sit. That way it can take in the moisture from the outside of the pork steak. And what that does is that allows the breading to adhere better. That way when you put it in the fryer, it doesn't all fall off. And that's how you get, like if you put the breading right on, if it's a dry breading, and this is on any meat or anything, like fish, or you want to let it sit on there. That way it can almost turn the layer that's next to the meat. You want it to, it'll almost turn into like a paste that adheres to that that food, and it allows it so that like when you're frying up, chicken or whatever, you want to let it sit in that batter or that that breading, because otherwise you're going to get a real, you'll get a good crunchiness, but it's going to fall off. It's going to be really loose on the food. You just want it to be able to adhere better.
What you making for?
No. Sauce for the artichoke hearts.
Oh, okay. So, this is, I think, cooled off enough. This is the German potato salad that she made. Nice bits of potato and bacon, creaminess to it. And guys, you really, really, really need to try this. You need to make this because this is really good. You can eat it straight from being made, and it's warm. It's actually really good that way. But this is one of those kinds of things that you let it sit, and all those flavors meld, and it's so good. A lot of people don't realize that some things you have to let things bond together. You have to give some things time to rest and relax. Like after you cook a steak, you want that steak to rest for 5 minutes because it's still going to cook. And what happens if you cut into it, all the juices are just going to spray out. As it's heating up, a steak or any meat really, it all of the fibers and tissues, they go like this, and it's retaining all those juices. It's like it's like pushing them away from each other. So what happens is as you let it relax, all those fibers just relax. Those juices can get back in between the fibers, and you're going to have such juicy, tender meat. If you cut right into it, all that juice is just going to go, and you're going to have very tough, a very, very tough cut of meat to eat. Yeah. So I think this is sad enough. Now, This is the first time I'm ever going to do this. So please bear with me at this trial. And I'm going to actually move you over here. That way you can see. So bear with me as I'm moving the camera. I won't get you dizzy. I will cover the camera. Okay, so I'll actually do it over here, but you guys can see better. And I do apologize. Let me see if I can turn the light on here. um, no, I'm not going to be able to turn the light on here. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, I'm picking all of you guys up. Okay, so that's not going to work that way. I'm trying to find a way here without having to worry about this curtain here. But I'm going to have to open this curtain up, that way you all can see just what I'm doing here. Okay. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. So like I said, I took my basket out of the fryer. And so you guys see the coils down in there. This is very clean oil. I just literally changed it. That was a chicken leg. Okay. So, like I said, please bear with me. This is the first time I will have ever done this. So I'm going to see how it works. I'm going to put a small one in here first. Do what?
Sauce set off these artichokes.
They set it off? Oh yeah, they do. Okay, so I'm going to find this small one in here, which is all the way, there we go. So, shake off the excess batter and just lay it in. It's going to bubble. Now, I'm going to pick it up a little bit, move it around. Looks like it's frying up nicely. Yeah, I would definitely open your eyes if you want to see. I'm going to be moving this around a lot in here because it is sitting next to the coils, so it's going to be a lot hotter. I have a thermometer. No, not all the time. It won't always float. Which my thermometer. Oh yeah, I forgot. My thermometer's dead. But I can gauge by the look. And pork, actually, you can look at the juices that are coming out of it. and different things, um, and kind of watch it, and you'll see. Deep fried chocolate kimchi, those actually sound good. Well, one thing a lot of people don't realize is that pork these days, I mean, you got people who eat bacon that is halfway raw. You know, very um, flimsy, very, undercooked, really. And it doesn't hurt you. Pork these days, you can actually cook to any temperature that you'd like, because the reason that you couldn't before, is because people were afraid of salmonella and E. coli. The way pork is processed these days, that risk is extremely low. Um, and as long as you get it to 145 degrees, it's cooked. Oh yeah, I can imagine. Ooh, what kind of batter? Beer batter French fries? That sounds good. And ground beef. As you guys can see, this is frying up really nicely. Shanna. All right, Shanna. Well, you take care. It's nice to see you. It's been forever. We miss you. And go enjoy your dinner or whatever it is that you're gonna cook. Okay. So that looks about done. It's going to fry a lot quicker than it is going to cook in any kind of oven or anything like that. I want to show you. Okay, that's the one I've already fried. Please excuse the mess on the countertop. I can tighten this thing down here. Okay, so this is the one I've just cooked. I've got right. So this is the small one. I'm going to go to the thickest part. Okay. That could have cooked a little longer. I'm not going to lie. But it's not really bad. So I'm going to cook this one longer. I'm going to toss this one back in for a little bit. I didn't even that my thermometer was dead, and without that, it's extremely hard to gauge what temperature things are. Something like this. So put you guys back over here. Like I said, I'm going to let this one cook for a while because it's a lot bigger than the other one was. Well, I use a thermometer because I've learned that, okay, for example, chicken. If you cook chicken and it's overcooked, it's very dry, very um, blah in your mouth. Now, if you cook chicken to an internal temperature, I have found, and this is coming from somebody who's cooked chicken for years. I have found using a thermometer and waiting until it hits 163 degrees. And I say 163 degrees because of this. 163 degrees, you pull that chicken out of the fryer or oven or whatever, it's still going to cook for a couple minutes. And it's going to gain a couple extra degrees. So you want to hit it 165 degrees with chicken, and it's going to be so tender, so juicy, and it's going to be perfectly done. It is like the right perfect temperature for chicken. Pork steaks, 155 degrees. So, I mean, you have to, I like to maintain a certain temperature for each different kind of meat. And yeah, I know how to do the thumb roll, the finger roll and stuff with steaks, but really, it's just easier to use a thermometer, check it, and go from there. Okay, so this one needed a couple extra minutes. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to check this one. That could use a couple extra minutes in the thickest part as well. So see, it's very hard to gauge and judge just how long you have to cook something with this. Okay, you have a good evening too. Thanks for stopping in, Mom. Put a little breading on that end. That way it seals everything in. Now you want to put, if you do this, you cut it in half and check it and see, you want to put breading on the end that you cut open, or else all the juices are going to end up flowing out. You put the breading on and it'll help seal it, that way they're not going to, just kind of run out. Okay, Freaky Geek, it was nice seeing you, thank you. It wasn't long that they needed, just a couple extra minutes. It was barely a little pink, but it was pink enough to warrant putting back in for a couple minutes. All right. I think that should be good. Now this one, I know I'm not going to make the mistake to take out early. So you want to be careful. You want to make sure that your fryer is not over full. When you put these things in, they're going to bubble. So as that's cooking, I'm going to bring you guys back over here. Sorry about the fuzziness there. There we go. Okay. So Let's see here. Do what?
Boots is sitting here at my feet and he just looked up and said, yes, Boots, Mom's opened your window.
Oh. Alright, so I want to show you guys. Inside of the pork steak, you can tell there's no pink, no red, no blood. Very nicely done. That is the bigger one. So those are good. The same thing with this one. This is the bigger side. No pink, no blood, no red. That's the smaller one of these. The breading is good. So now all I gotta do is take my spoon, toss some potato salad on here. Toss some potato salad on here. Okay. Some artichoke hearts.
I already had mine.
Okay. I'll give these to Henry then. A little bit of sauce over the hearts. And there we go. Fried pork chops, German potato salad, fried artichoke hearts. Huh?
Pork steaks.
Yeah. Pork steaks, sorry. Andrew. Cut it off. Here's that.
Right there, right there.
So, um, very easy. I mean, it does take time, but it's really easy. You know you're welcome anytime, no man. Okay, I'll hold you to that. Yeah, you missed him. Oh. So you just gotta check this one real quick, make sure it's all the way done. Nope, not quite. So, back in the fryer it goes, and you put a little bit more breading on it.
I was literally just going to ask if you used that fryer, but you just answered my question that you did. I can tell because it's so crispy.
You like it though?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So,
Okay, was that what
leave
you
those
said?
in there for a couple more minutes. We'll be good.
Okay.
All right. So give me some tater salad here. A couple of these artichoke hearts. A little bit of the sauce. There we go. Okay, guys. So, been on about 2 hours now, almost. About an hour and 45 minutes. I do appreciate everybody coming in. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Let me know that you like these kind of things. And, well, I need to get to eating, guys. This is sitting here staring at me, and I need to take care of it. So,
I'm taller than him.
all right. You take care, guys, and I'll see you later.